department. So, God, you'd lose 24 million that's being currently spread across multiple departments in San Luis Obispo County. You'd lose the $1.9 million in tax revenue. You'd lose the $243.5 million in revenue generated from restaurants. And you'd lose the 3,300 jobs that are attributed to this industry.
Nice!
How awesome it is. Okay, hey guys. I'm just going to share briefly a little bit of an update on the situation with the Oceano Dunes. It's Tuesday night, July 9th. July 11th, this Thursday, day after tomorrow, 9 a.m., San Luis Obispo, Embassy Suites on Madonna Road. Details will be in the description below, along with some other pertinent information that you'll hear about during this little video. Please come. If you can, please come. Thank you to all of you who have been so supportive with sharing the message with, and I mean, I'm talking people from all over the country, and you guys are amazing and awesome. And I love getting the emails and the messages, letting me know why you love Pismo, letting me know why it's important to you, letting me know that you're an advocate for freedom as well. And thank you to Spencer Gilbert, Leah, Danny Hensley, Freedom Ropes, Jerk Pirates Offroad. Spencer Gilbert is the executive director for ShareTrails.org, the Blue Ribbon Coalition, and he's been working hand in hand the last week or so, just trying to get this message out. Friends of Oceano Dunes out there for the last 20 plus years, trying to fight the good fight. Thank you to everybody who has been on the side of what's right. And what's right is keeping the Oceano Dunes SVRA open. It would actually be right to reopen some of the acreage that's been taken away from us, but that's for another day. Let me just give you a little bit of an update. I received an email yesterday from a fellow lover of freedom, purveyor of the off-road lifestyle, and the email was a forward that they received that was sent out to all of the homeowners in the Trilogy neighborhood. Now that's like the Monarch Dunes, I believe, which is the Nipomo Mesa. That's the area in question when we're talking about dust abatement, dust control, particulate matter getting into the air and affecting people's health. And I just want to say that I have read a lot of the studies that were done. And if it were, and this isn't to take anything away from anyone, but if it were a crisis, some of the stuff that's being said is ridiculous about the life expectancy shortening and being, but basically what I'm trying to do is share with you the type of people, or at least one type of person that we're up against. So that email, since he sent it to everybody in the whole housing development, kind of outlining what ideas he had, what needs to be done as far as the Oceano Dunes SVRA is concerned, which he just wants full closure. And the abatement plan that was put into effect last month, the 4-year plan to reduce the emissions by 50%, that's not fast enough for him. He says that that's not enough urgency, and that he doesn't even think that in 2023 it's going to come to fruition, because he says, according to Richard Wishner, that the state parks have been historically slow on handling any issues regarding anything to do with environmental air control mitigation types of issues. So, his words, not mine. I think the state parks is actually doing their job by reviewing all of the information and making a non-biased judgment based on fact, not opinion and not fiction, not exaggerations, not falsehoods, and not the wants of a bunch of people who have been there for a significantly less amount of time than the Oceano Dunes SVRA has been in effect. People have been enjoying that area since the 30s. It became popular for off-roading in the 30s. And it has continued on ever since. The state is doing a good job, the state parks. This is a lot for them because they kind of have a dual role in this. They have to worry about the environmental concerns, and there are some there, There are some species that need to be protected. The dunes, we want those around for our children to ride and our children's children. We don't want them destroyed. Here's the difference between us and the Nipomo Mesa, the ones that I've heard from so far. I did a lot of reading and research. I know that they blame the environmental issues and, wanting to protect the habitat, but in reality, they just don't want us in their town, is what it seems like. It's very biased. He actually, in the email that was sent out, he encourages all of the neighborhood to attend the meeting, and he tells them that they need to get there early because the off-road mafia will be in full effect. The off-road mafia. He's talking about us. From my minimal knowledge, because I'm actually not in the mafia, surprise, would be a bully, someone who pushes other people around, someone who uses his influence to sway opinions so that things go their way, right? Someone who is not happy unless everything goes the way they want it to go. Someone who's selfish. And that's not us. That's not us that are out there, doing trash cleanups. Leah and Danny organize all the time. That's not us that are out there pulling people who are stuck out in the dunes for free because we want them to go back to their camp and have good memories with their children. Because as you may know, Mr. Wishner, which, by the way, looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. As you may know, if you've read it, I'm sure you've read the reports. You've probably read the economic impact that the San Luis Obispo County would suffer should the off-roading community be basically abolished from the town. You have to know that there would be businesses that would be put under. Some of those businesses happen to belong to people that I love and care about. But even if I didn't have ties, I would still stand up for what was right. And what is right is to stop what you're doing. Stop instigating and inciting. Stop spreading falsehoods. Stop using scare tactics to get your message across. Sending out an email, telling everybody basically what their views should be based on your views. If you care about preserving the dunes, the habitat, if you want to work together, because this 4-year plan that just went into effect 1 month ago, and you want it's not fast enough. I understand you want the park closed down by December. Not going to happen. But if you really want to work together, there are already steps being taken for that plan that was already voted on and put into effect. I mean, isn't that the way that the world works? At least a democratic world, right? See, what's being done is we're being told that we're no longer welcome in that town, which is absolutely ridiculous. The economic impact that would be felt across the county of San Luis Obispo would be tremendous. And that's not my words. That's according to the report that was issued. I'll put a link to that below in case anybody's interested in taking a look at the fact that in 2016-17, we brought in, off-roading and recreational activity from the Oceano Dunes SVRA, brought in somewhere in the neighborhood of $243.5 million. $89 million is written into the budget, your final budget this year for San Luis Obispo County. And granted, 60% of that is going to go back into governmental programs and nonprofits, which is great. And those nonprofits actually are different groups, 4 different groups that will be using their 60%, so they're, $36 million to build up the trail system, to do maintenance and repairs, because that money, that $98 million that's written into the budget, that comes from all of the fees that are collected for day use and overnight camping, and it comes from us. So we take care of ourselves. We take care of ourselves. We take care of our people. We pack it in, we pack it out, regardless of what you think or what you say. Those are lies. I've been out there. I'm a part of it. I know what's going on. And that other 40% of that $90 million, that other, $24 million, that goes back into county departments. So God, you'd lose $24 million that's being currently spread across multiple departments in San Luis Obispo County. You'd lose the $1.9 million in tax revenue. You'd lose the $243.5 million in revenue generated from restaurants. And you'd lose the 3,300 jobs that are attributed to this industry. You'd lose, 73% of the people that were talked to during the economical impact were families with children, because this is a family activity. 62% said they would not go to San Luis Obispo County had it not been for the Oceano Dunes SVRA. And an overwhelming majority of people coming to visit from outside of the country said the same thing. You lose all of that. You have to know that. So let's work together then and develop a new plan, if that's what you're saying. Everybody, if you can come Thursday, come. Again, I'm gonna reiterate, because this is important. They want people to make a scene. That's what they want. That fits into their mold of whatever they've determined that our kind are hardworking people.